Hello and welcome to Zen and the Art of the Guardian Sudoku puzzle for Sunday, the 7th of February, and that means it's not the Guardian today because the Guardian doesn't print on Sunday, and so it is from the Observer. Observer doesn't give levels for its Sudoku puzzle, so I have no idea if it's easy, medium, difficult, or expert. There aren't that many numbers. It could turn out to be quite difficult. I've no idea until I get started. If you're an internet time traveler and wondering what was happening in the news on the 7th of February 2021, what was happening? Myanmar, sorry, I shouldn't use the old name. Myanmar is experiencing demonstrations across its capital despite switching off the internet. I'm not sure how they are coordinating their protests against the military coup that recently happened there, but obviously they can't be using the internet much to do it since it's been switched off. Having the power to switch off the internet is quite a powerful thing. I live in Thailand. They could probably do it in Thailand. They can certainly limit access in Thailand. China, of course, has its own internet and can control it very strictly. China could probably switch off the internet fairly easily, and some other countries have that ability. Of course, some countries really couldn't control the internet or would have great difficulty doing so. The coronavirus is still with us. We're all still hoping that vaccines will be distributed much more quickly across the world to all countries, rich and poor. Okay. Let's get on with our Sudoku puzzle because I have no idea how it's going to be. Let's have a look at it and see. Okay, first thing I notice is 7 in this column, 7 in this column, leaving that location there as a 7. If you have no idea what that means, welcome to Sudoku. And Sudoku is a puzzle of logic using numbers but has nothing to do with maths. All that happens is we need to fill in every square within a region here of 1 to 9. There are 9 squares, so we fill in 1 to 9. And every column needs to be 1 to 9, and every row needs to have the numbers 1 to 9. That's it. Those are the rules. We find the numbers by eliminating those that can't go, or finding just one location where a number can go. That's it. For example, this 3, there is a 3 in this column already, and there's a 3 in this row already, meaning there can exist no other 3s in this column, no other 3s in this row. So this is effectively blocking this square and this square and this square, and so a 3 must appear here. Alright, what else is going on in today's Observer puzzle? When I play these games, I'm doing it live. I have no idea how difficult or easy they're going to turn out to be. I'm just looking for stuff the same speed as you are. 3 in this column here, 3 in this row here, so blocked and blocked, meaning a 3 has to appear here. And let's extend that 3 down into this column, this 3 down this column, 3 here, and this 3 that we already filled in, so we now know that no other 3s can come along here, leaving only one location for 3. It's got to go there. 1, okay, we have this column here does not have a 1. 1 can't go here because there is already a 1 in this segment, right? So if there's a 1 here, it excludes this cell from being a 1. So 1 has got to appear somewhere down here, but you can see there's a 1 blocking here and a 1 blocking here. So there's only one place a 1 can go. That sounds a bit strange, but that's the English language for you. There are 3 numbers missing in this row. What are they? We have 1, we don't have 2. 3 we have, so missing is 2. 4, is there a 4? No. Is there a 7? No. So 2, 4 and 7 are missing. 2, 4 and 7, sorry, are missing in this row. Okay, 2, 4 and 7. But we can see there's a 7 and a 2 blocking this square So a 4 will appear here or here. Actually, it wasn't what I was. Oops. I made a bit of a boo-boo myself. Never mind. I was thinking on an incorrect tangent. Never mind. I'll just ignore it. Please ignore it. It's Sunday morning, and I've just finished work actually. So let's look up here instead. There's an 8 in this row, and there's an 8 in this column, meaning that that square there has to be an 8. This 2 block, there's no 2 in this column here. 2 blocks this number, 2 blocks this square here, sorry, and 2 blocks this square here. So that has to be a 2. 8 has to appear here because 8 is blocking here and here, so blocked and blocked. 8 is here, and there's only one number left in this column. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a 6, so we'll fill in a 6 now. The 2 that we filled in, we extend across, and this 2 extends across this row, so blocking here, blocking here. So in this segment here, that has to be a 2. Okay, so 4 and 9 there. I'm going to have to count more carefully because my brain is clearly not working very well today. 1, 2, 3, 4 we don't have. 5, 6, 7. 4 and 7 are the missing numbers here and here. Right, okay, 4 and 7. 7 can't be here because it's blocked by that number there. So 7 has to appear here. 4 is the last number to fill in. Okay. 5s now. 5 across this row, 5 across this row, and 5 in this column. You could have seen this right from the beginning actually. This was an easy number to fill in right from the start. 5 goes here. Okay, I can see that 1 is in this column here, right? So eliminating these 3 squares here. That means that 1 is going to have to be either here or here. So if we imagine and extend that across to this right-hand segment here, 1 here and 1 here, there's only one place a 1 can go. So it's down there. This 7 we extend up here in this column here, and there's a 7 blocking this square here. So 7 blocks here, 7 blocks here. 7 will appear here. The 2 blocks that square here, and so is now free only to go here, and the remaining square is 5. Okay. I'm still not entirely sure about the level here, but so far we haven't seen anything that's, you know, it hasn't been a difficult start to begin with, so I'm hopeful that most people will be able to solve this puzzle without too much difficulty. I may be getting to the point now where I have to start filling in some of the candidates. If you don't know what candidates are, don't worry, it's coming soon. Oh no, okay, so this, yeah, no. Okay, I'm going to have to start filling in some candidates, I think. So what do we mean by candidates? Well, before I said that 1 extends up this column here, meaning that it has to appear either here or here. Now we can't say which of those it appears in, but what we can do is write in a different ink or a pencil or something, numbers that we call candidates. And so I'll just fill in 2 1s there, because we know it either goes here or here. It can't go in here or here. This 5, when we extend this 5 up this column and 5 up this column, we'll see there are only 2 squares where a 5 can go in this segment. Okay, so that's our candidate 5 and we can fill it in there. 6 comes across this row here and 6 goes across here, so we can fill in 6's as a pair like that. Get the idea? There are only 2 squares in this segment, so we can find out what they are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 9 are the missing numbers, so we'll put in 6 and 9 and 6 and 9 here like that. 8 runs across this central row here, meaning that 8 could appear in either of these 2 squares here. 6 comes down this column, up this column, and along this row. So blocked, blocked, and blocked. So a 6 could appear either here or here. Filling in these candidates will make things easier later on. 7 goes across this row, 7 goes across this row, leaving these 2 squares here. When you fill in these candidates, it means you are limiting the numbers, so not any number can go there. You are reducing your options. Let's put it like that. 5s come down here, blocking this column down here, and so 5 is a pair here or here. We already have 5 in this segment. We don't have 5 down here, so 5 blocking here. Okay. What else do we have? 2s come down and block this 2 here, blocks this square from being a 2. We already have 2 here, so 2 is going to be either here or here. Okay. All right. 2 is in this column here, 2 is in this column here, so blocked here and blocked here, meaning 2 has to be a pair of numbers here or here. Excuse me. 2 runs across this row and across this row and up this column, so that's our option of a pair of 2's here. Have to go there or there. 4 goes up this column and up this column and along this row, meaning there are 2 possible places a 4 can go. It's there or there. 3, okay, this is a useful thing now. 3 goes up this column, 3 goes up this column. There's also a 3 here, meaning that this is a 3 and 4 and a 3 and 4. Now we know that this is a pair of 4's and this is a pair of 3's. This 6 that we had as a pair here cannot be in this square because that has to be either 4 or 3, nothing else, because it was a pair, 2 pairs. They are exclusive, mutually exclusive to each other, so the 6 can't appear here. So the 6 is going to be in this square, and when I put the 6 in, you'll notice that I'm going to be overwriting this 5, which is part of a pair, and that means it was here, so we can fill that number in now, like that. When we extend that 5 across and this 5 up, so 5 from here across this row, 5 across here, and 5 up this row, that means there is a pair of 5's in this segment here and here now. Right now, we know that this is 4 and 3, all right, so only 4 or 3 here. This 1 extends across this row. We don't have a 1 in this segment, but we know 1 can't go here or here because this is only 4 or 3, and 1 blocks these 2, this 1 blocks these 2 squares, so meaning therefore that is a 1 there. If you remember earlier on, we had a pair of 1's here, so we can remove candidate 1 there and fill in our 1 here. There is only one number. Now we've filled in a 6 here, it blocks a 6 here, but you can count through the numbers and you'll see, of course, that it has to be a 9 because that's the only number missing in that column. The only number missing in this segment now is a 6, and we had that as part of a pair already. So I hope you see how this works. Now that we've got this 6 and 9 down here, that might help us a little bit. This 6 blocks these 2 squares, so we'll put in 6 as a pair here. The 9 blocks these two squares, so we'll put in 9 as a pair here, like that. 6 and 9 already appear in this segment, so nothing to do there. The 1, when we extend up this column, and this one extend up this column, so up here and up here. Now we have a 1 blocking the top row, so there's only one position a 1 can go. That's here. And that is all of the 1s. So number 1 is now complete. We don't have to worry about that anymore. Okay, anything else happening around here? Not much. 7, this 7 blocks these two squares, so we can put in a pair here. 7, 7. This 8 blocks these two squares here. This 8 blocks these two squares here, so 8s can appear as a pair down here, like that. This 5 blocks these two squares down here, meaning that 5 is a pair here or here, and that's going to help us. Okay, so this 5 blocks these two squares, so 5 has to appear here or here. But so since 5 is here or here, that means it's got to be in this column, and so we can extend that column up and remove that candidate 5 here, which was part of a pair, so it means that must be a 5. Okay, what else is missing? Alright, we can find out what this square is, these two squares, because we have 4 and 3. There is only one more number that we have yet to get here, and that is 9. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 is missing. We don't have any intersecting 9s at the moment, so we'll just write it in as a pair. When we do that, we'll remember that 9 now blocks this row. Okay, can't appear here. There is a 9 blocking this central square here in this segment, and so 9 must appear as a pair here and here. We can also find out the missing number here because we have all of the other numbers: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We don't have an 8. We do have a 9 because it appears here or here, so this has to be an 8. Very often in Sudoku, there are other ways of finding it out. For example, you could have just extended the 8 along here, and this 8 along here, so blocking here, so 8 would have to be a pair here and here. So there are often multiple ways of finding these things. Also, when you get into more advanced techniques, sometimes more than one technique is possible. Quite often, actually, I should say, rather than sometimes, I think. Alright, what else are we doing? Okay. I'm still looking for pairs of numbers. You will find that you can see numbers and they have more than 2 possible locations, which we are also going to consider as candidates. But for the moment, in my opinion, the best thing to do is to do the pairs first and work out as much as you can using pairs. Once you've done that, so many things are sorted out by that point that, you know, the end of the game can become a lot easier. You could just write in all of the candidates at the beginning. Some people do that. That's not my preference. Some people like to play the game that way. There are a pair of 3s here. This 3 extends across, this 3 extends across, and there's a 3 blocking this column here. So blocking, and blocking, so 3 has to appear here or here. I'm not moving at high speed today, but never mind. Okay, I think that might be, maybe that's all the pairs. Well, that's probably all the pairs that I can see for the moment. Maybe I'm missing some, but anyway, it's time now, I think, to fill in the rest of the candidates. Okay, so now I have to remember, although this looks like I've got candidates already filled in, they weren't complete, so I have to finish them. So 1, 2, 3, we don't have 4. 4 can appear anywhere, so I'm going to put that in the bottom right hand of the cell to show that it means it's not a pair within this segment, okay? It can appear in more than 2 places. 1, 2, 3, 4 is missing here, so I'll just fill in candidate 4 here. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 is the other missing number, and that can go in those 3 locations like so. Over here, 1, 2, 3, we don't have 4 yet. 4 can come down here. 4 is a scarce number today. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, this is done now, so that looks okay. Back up here, I have a feeling this is going to give us more joy, but anyway, let's keep going. 1, 2, 3 we don't have yet. 3 is blocked from here, so 3 possible locations. That's here, here, and here. 4 is also blocking the same squares, so 4 can come here, here, or here. Alright, now we notice that 4 cannot appear in this square, which is 7 or 8, right? So within this column, 4 cannot appear here, so within this segment here, 4 has to appear in this right hand column, and it's already been blocked in one square by this 4 here, so it's got to go there. So that's good, because now we know that 6 and 4, this pair 6 and 4, 6 and 4 can't be anything else, right? No other numbers are allowed once we've got a pair of 6 and a pair of 4. 2 pairs in the same 2 squares, nothing else is allowed. Now in this column here, there are 2 other squares apart from the 6 and 4. It's the 7 or 8 here. This has to be 7 or 8 also, right? If you logically think, there are only 2 squares we don't have numbers. We already know it's a 7 or 8. This has got to be a 7 or 8. There is a 7 blocking its insertion here, and so 7 must appear here. The 8 must appear here, and also this 7 and 8 was a pair, and so we can fill in the 8 there. When we bring that 8 down, we can eliminate candidate 8 from here, and that was also part of a pair, so we can fill in the 8 in that position there. Okay. Okay, looking good, looking good. So let's fill in some more candidates from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We don't have 7 yet. 7 is along here and along here, so it's a pair here and here. What do we notice? We already have a pair 3s here, meaning that 2 is no longer eligible to be in that location, so 2 has to be here, like so. There is only one number missing here, right? We can find out what that is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's a 9, so we can fill in the 9 up here. And when we extend that 9 back up, we can remove candidate 9 from here, and it was part of a pair, so 9 has to appear in that position there. The 9, if we bring this 9 across now, we had 9 and 4, only a 9 or 4. Now we didn't have this as a pair in the top left, because 9 and 4 is not a pair within this segment, but it is actually only, there are only 2 numbers here, and the 9 is now excluded, so it has to be a 4. So now remember, we can remove candidate 4 within this section, right, like this, and we can remove 9 because that's in this row here, leaving us with only a 2 as the last remaining candidate. And when we remove that 2, we'll see a 9 must go there. When we bring that 9 down in this column here, we had a 9 or a 4. Well, that's got to be a 4, and the 9 has to go here. We're overwriting a 5 here, and there's only a 6 as the sole remaining candidate. When we bring that 5 across here, or look in another way, count through the numbers, we'll find 4 is the missing number. Now that we've done the 4, that was a 7 or 4, so it's got to be a 7, and 5 must appear here. 7, we bring that up, 7 is here, and 3 is here because we had a pair of 3 or 7 only. When we extend the 3 up here, we'll see it can't go in this square here, so that's a 4. And as I said, the other way is counting through the column numbers. That's a 3, of course. This is a 4, that's a 3. You can see when there's only one number left. You have no other options anyway. This 4, if we bring it back across this row, we'll see it can't be here. 4 has to be here, and 6 has to be here, like so. There is one number missing here. It's the 8. Remember to remove candidate 8 here, although in fact there is only one number missing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's a 9 that's missing there. So we'll fill in our 9. We extend that 9 up. 9 comes here. 2 is there. Bring that 2 down. We don't have a 2. We haven't written the candidates in here, but you can see which ones are missing. Or you could just cycle through the number, count through. You'll find 2 is missing there, and 6 is missing here. And that's the end of today's Sudoku puzzle. I'm going to give it a level of medium, I guess. I don't know. I do find it really difficult to grade these things. I much prefer it when the newspapers grade them or the puzzle setters grade them themselves, because I'm not really sure how to define the level. But I'm going to guess it's a medium level puzzle. That's my idea. Thank you, Observer, for today's puzzle, and thank you everybody for trying your best at Sudoku. And Monday tomorrow, back to the Guardian proper. Thank you. Bye bye.